Hello there. In my last video, I showed how to decompose the time series data into seasonal component, trend component, and random component. Today, what I'm going to do is another important topic in time series analysis, that is testing for the stationarity or non-stationarity of the data, which is also called the unit root test. Data is stationary when it is reverting back to its mean value, and if it is not stationary, in some of the time series analysis we have to convert it into a into a stationary time series test data. There are various time unit root test which test for stationarity and non-stationarity, and broadly group under two depending upon their specification of the null hypothesis. So there is a group of the first group of unit root test. The null hypothesis is there is the data is non-stationary, and in the second group of unit root test, the null hypothesis is data is stationary. So there are basically two mostly used mostly used test in the first group, which is also called as difference stationary, because if the data becomes stationary after differentiating it. For that, to test that time series, whether it is stationary or non-stationary, we have to install this package, which is called T series package. So since I have already installed, I am not going to install it again, so I have to call it. So typing this library and T series, then I am using a data set which is already there in one package, which is called AER package, which contains the price of yearly price of black and white paper. So to use that data set, I have to call that package also. That's why I'm using this library and AER. So third one is ggplot. This is for plotting. So I'm not using this any function of ggplot in this video. Maybe in subsequent video I'll use. So what I'm using is that yearly prices of this black and white paper. So I will call it now. So when I am calling it, it's saying that it is 1970, starts from 1974 to 1996. So it is daily price, I think. So that's why they are saying 1 to 271 observation. I think it is quarterly. Okay, anyway, it's a time series data. You can see it's showing the time series when you are doing analysis. Any kind of time series analysis, first you have to convert it the data into time series data. If you have not if you don't know how to do it, you can search in the Google or my previous video. I have showed that how to convert the data into time series data. Generally R reads data as a like in terms of matrix or in data frame. So you have to convert that data into time series data. So that's it. After that you can go for any analysis. I called it. So I'll show you how the data looks like. This is the data set. This contains two column, black and white, black paper and white paper. So then I want to see how these two columns are how the trends or how it looks like. So I'll just plot it. So the simple command, you have to write plot the data frame name, then plot type is a single column, column 1 to 2, legend from the top left. So then you are saying that do it like block and paper name, then you done it's by type in. So and if you will run it, you will get this thing, you will get. So and I'll type the legend, you will see that black paper and white papers, this data is. So a rough idea can be we can get a rough idea from the data. After plotting the data, we can say that whether it is stationary or non-stationary. It is non-stationary data. You can this time, this period, it is not reverting back, so it is a non-stationary data, but we have to test it formally whether it is a non-stationary or stationary data. So as I told, there are a number of tests to test the non-stationary and stationarity of the data. The first group of test for non-stationarity, the second group test for the stationarity. That means its null hypothesis data is stationary in nature. So there are two highly used method in the first group, which is called difference stationary on difference stationary. So we call it the ADF test, augmented dicupolar test, and Phillips-Perron test. If you will run the augmented dicupolar test here, you will get the result. So I'll tell what is the meaning of all these things. So this is we are calling the function ADF test. We are converting the data into log data in log format. So that's why log is here. Then we are looking at only the white paper thing. So we are taking all the rows and the column which is white. We just have to mention the column name in this bracket. Then it will read it as that particular column and all the rows of that particular column. Now it is done. So if you will see the two major one major criteria is to look at the p-value, whether it is rejecting the null hypothesis is not. So you see the alternative hypothesis is stationary, the null hypothesis is non-stationary. We are accepting the null hypothesis because the p-value is 0.68, it is non-stationary. So now we'll see like whether it is getting stationary after differentiating it. So that's why you have to type this command ADF, then difference. This is the function we have to call diff, then calling the log, converting the data into log, and as usual this thing. So then we will do it. It is saying that okay, p-value is 0.01. That means we are rejecting the null hypothesis and accepting the alternative hypothesis. There is a warning that p-value is smaller than the printed value, because this issue arises because of the number of observations. So no need to worry about that. So that is this is one test. Another test is the Phillips-Perron test. So in Phillips-Perron test, what we do, we give a non-parametric correction for the autocorrelation in the unit root test. So to know detail about it, you have to read any standard econometrics book. You can one reference can be Woodridge. Yeah, that is a good. So we are the same command, only the type is alpha. That is yeah, even if you are not mentioning it, there is no problem, but it's better to mention it. So we run it. Here the alternative hypothesis is also stationary, and the p-value here you can see 0.72. It is saying that we are accepting the null hypothesis. We are not rejecting the null hypothesis. So at a probability value of 0.72. So that means the data is non-stationary, the same this thing. So then the same thing, like we'll differentiate it and see it how whether it is becoming stationary or not. See here the p-value is 0.1, and that means we are rejecting the null hypothesis, and now the data, now that time series data become stationary. So after differentiating it, so there is another group of test which is called the KPSS test. There the null hypothesis is the series is stationary. So all these tests are the applicable to the univariate time series data. That means you have to take one time series variable and do the test. So here the null hypothesis in KPSS test, the null hypothesis is that the null hypothesis is that the data is stationary. So, and the alternative hypothesis is that data is non-stationary. So we'll run it. That run the command, it is simple. So kpss.test, then you have to convert the data into log format. Then here we are testing for the whether the black pepper price is stationary or non-stationary. So we run it here. Now you can see the p-value is 0.02. That means we are rejecting the null hypothesis that the data is stationary. So and accepting the alternative hypothesis that the data is non-stationary. Now we'll differentiate it. Then writing the same command, calling the diff command, which is used to differentiate the data. So, and this is as usual in the previous line, we differentiate it. Okay, I did a mistake. Okay, now this is the correct. So we differentiate it. You are getting that you are rejecting the null hypothesis that the data is stationary. Data is stationary. Yeah, that is. Oh, I'm sorry. You are accepting the null hypothesis now that the data is stationary after differentiating it. So since the null hypothesis here is the data is stationary, now we are after differentiating it, the data becomes stationary since the probability value is 0.1. That's it for today's video. And there is a limitation of this package where you can't apply because sometimes the data can be trend stationary. So we can't actually use those things in this command. There is another command in stata which we can use maybe in the next video I'll do, which is called URCA package, which also takes into account this trend stationary and yeah, that is. So okay, if there is any mistake in this video, you can always mention in the comment. I'll try to correct it. So, and try to share with anyone who needs help in this matter. So the best thing is that if when you are learning, looking at and sharing it with, you will also learn something. So thank you very much.